Now I want to respond to this idiot, okay? Because he's a liar. Listen to him here.
A banana to a black guy face when she's talking to a white man who went to a KKK rally and comes on the internet and says the N word.
Now, I went to a KKK rally, and I stood with the Black Panther Party of Dayton on the other side of the fence because there were 9 KKK members that came to my city, and we ran them out. And at the end of the video that I put up, we doxed the hotel that they were at, and they went to the hotel and ran the KKK out of my town. Yeah, I did go to a KKK rally, but listen to this.
Called black people the N word, and then said that he'll put a bullet in the monkey for no time.
Now, John cannot produce any video where I said I'll put a bullet in a monkey's back. What he can produce is where I said I'll take a monkey down in a minute. And what we were talking about was flying monkeys. Trolls. And I said it to Rel when Rel said, I got people. I got my trolls that will come after you. And I said I will take a monkey down in a minute. To Rel. Meaning flying monkeys. And I put a video up about what flying monkeys are. The Wicked Witch of the West on The Wizard of Oz sent those flying monkeys to go after people. They are trolls. That's what a troll is, a flying monkey. And then, well, let him go. Here, listen.
He said all this stuff. She completely knew everything I'm telling y'all.
No, she didn't know it because you are twisting it to make it sound the way you want to twist it. Now there is no video. He said he sent a video to Rel of me calling a black man the N-word with the hard R. That never happened. Now I might now my buddy on YouTube, my black friend, he owed me some money, and this is somebody I watched him raise up. He said, I'll pay you when I want to, nigga. That's what he said to me. So I responded the way he talked to me, and that's the way I responded to John Crimes when he called me that word. He said, suck my dick, nigga. That's what he said to me. Right? And I don't want to, look, if you don't like to hear that word, then don't throw it at somebody else and expect them to accept it. Where I come from in this hood here, that's a term of endearment. Now, it's not proper for a white person to walk into a group of African American men, friends or not friends, and go, what up? But if they say that to you, they're accepting of that as a term of endearment. But let's listen to some more.
It was just a coincidence. Y'all. That's all. It was just a coincidence. Fuck every motherfucker who this does not hurt. Because y'all get to play these little I'm not black games. Y'all get to play these little fucking games on the
And you get to play these games about yourself being black, and you want to play these race baiting games. That's what you want to play. Race baiting games with people. You are a race baiter. People that disagree with you or prove you wrong on a point, they're a racist. I'm not the only one that you called a racist. And there is a video of you saying, look, I know Bryan's not racist. And you know it's out there, and I know it's out there. There's lots of people know it's out there after we had our fight. You are not going to tell me, suck my dick, nigga, without hearing something back from me. You don't talk to me that way if you don't want to be talked to that way. That doesn't make me a racist. That makes you a race baiter. That's what it does. Because people get into arguments with you, and that is your go-to. That's what you do.
Internet. But think about this right here. If you do shit like this and you are not a racist, you're the reason that racist people are able to hide.
Now you can also see John Crimes up under Richard Groyper's video. And we know that Richard Groyper has said some racist stuff. I don't want to bring him back up into it, but he has said some racist stuff, and we put it up there where he's using that word. But John Crimes is under his videos giving him props. You go back and look.
You helping racism thrive. You helping they.
No, you are helping racism thrive by claiming that everybody that has an argument with you is a racist. It don't work that way, John. And then you lie about it. He put up a conversation that I put on my Facebook with Charlie Smith and said that Charlie was a black guy. Charlie is a white guy. Charlie's white. Charlie is the guy that snitched on Daryl Ferguson, who is Braden's dad. You said, I raised a child killer. No, I didn't raise a child killer. I have a son that committed murder and is spending the rest of his life in prison for that. And that's what he gets. Daryl is also a murderer who killed someone's child and left a man with his 2-year-old daughter without a daddy because he snuck up behind him and hit him in the head. So what did they raise? Now, is it somebody's fault? Now, obviously somebody that would kill a child has got some kind of problem. They got some kind of mental challenge, right? So if people who birth and raise children that have disabilities, is it because of their parenting or is it because they were born with a disability? We didn't raise our children to be violent. They just went that way. I had other kids that have done extremely well. I'll give me no credit for that. And he put up this picture of me wearing a Free Luke shirt. Before my son was convicted and before I looked at the evidence, he was telling us he didn't do it. And I'm going on what he said. So I'm looking at the evidence and believing my son, because you don't want to believe your child could do something like this, right? So I believed him. But about halfway through, now you can ask Tracy the truth this. The very first post that I put up after I turned my son in, because I turned him in, I walked him right down to the police where he was hiding from. And the very first post that I put up, I was like, he's saying he didn't do this, but I know he did it. Something ain't right. He's lying. I know that my son did it. He's guilty. And Tracy, the truth, messaged me and said, you cannot be saying that. He has not gone to court yet. I said, I don't give a damn what you say. That baby just didn't up and kill himself. That was my first initial thing was, yes, he did this. And I posted it publicly for everybody to see. But while he was telling me that he didn't do this, and I'm looking at the timeline and knowing that there were 2 people in the house, when this came up, I'm listening to his story, and you want to believe that your child cannot do something like this. That's just natural. So until I started looking at the evidence, and I put the whole trial out there, and about the 3rd day into the trial, there was some stuff that he didn't tell us. We didn't get a hold of the police interrogation video where my son said that when Kelsey left the house, Braden was perfectly fine. I was like, what do you mean? That's when I knew he did it. And when they found him guilty, all right, I put a video out there. And I said, well, the courts have found him guilty. They have proven that he is guilty, and I accept that. And he deserves what he gets. My very first news interview was, I love my son, but I hate what he may have done, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I didn't stick up for him after he was convicted. And I said that the only person I owe an apology to is Braden's mother. Now, the family, we all knew each other, and I have to explain this again because John's going to keep saying he's harassing that family. We all knew each other. We all knew each other. I used to sell weed to some of them. And we were going at each other back and forth because that's what happens. And then I started to just ignore them. People were like, no, I'll just let, they're grieving, so just let it be. So they put this page up that Trisha Not Trish admitted on Marshall White Sharkey's panel that these things were made up, that these screenshots were made up. You can look at that picture that John has up over there of Braden Ferguson. May he rest in peace. And it says, it's got a picture of me like it's my Facebook post, as if it was me, right? It's a fake Facebook post, and it's a fake screenshot. You can tell because they're not connected. where it says, I'll never grow up to be a big boy, and then it's disconnected, and then there's the picture. Trishy Not Trish is a friend of the Ferguson family. She'll tell anybody that. Since I started to ignore them, right, because everybody was grieving. They hadn't lost a child. I hadn't lost a child. A baby lost his life, and everybody was grieving and fighting. And that's what happens. So when I started to ignore them, they did what TNT is known for doing today, to this day, making up fake profiles with people's pictures and stuff, and make it look like that I was arguing with them. The worst thing that I said, and I admitted this on Marsha White Sharkey's panel, the worst thing that I said that I maybe shouldn't have said, but in the heat of the moment, this is what, I've said this before. I got a message from Chelsea because weak people, when they get mad at me, they go at my wife. The one with the messed up arm. Yeah, weak people like Randy and John, they go at my wife who had absolutely nothing to do with this. Chelsea is Braden's aunt, Kelsey's sister, and she said, yeah, about you and your wife with that gimpy arm. And I got tired of hearing that. And I said, you know what? She might have a gimpy arm, but she can hold her child today. Now, that's the worst thing I said. You can take that however you want to, because Chelsea lost all 3 of her kids due to her heroin addiction. And as soon as I said that, I was like, man, I should have said that. But that's the worst thing that I said. Okay? So you can take whatever you want, out of that. But when somebody has a family member who murders a child, if you know how to handle that and you wrote the book on that, then you can send it to me. But this was 4 years ago. We didn't raise him that way. That's what he did. That's something he did, and he's paying for it, and that's what he gets. And I've talked about this argument that I had when we all went to visit him one time, and he was still playing that innocent crap. And I didn't want to hear it. I came to see my son. I didn't want to hear this innocent stuff. And I said, look, man, you are not innocent, dude. You're in here for a reason because you did what you did. And I told him, I said, do you want me to start coming up here wearing a Justice for Braden shirt? Because I will. There's another thing that he says that I did when they wanted to hold a fundraiser and speak up against my son who hadn't been to court. He hadn't been to court yet. And they wanted to do this at a church that was right across the street from his grandparents' house, right? And we're all fighting in the streets. We're all fighting in the streets. There was gunfire, people fighting, shots fired, people showing up at people's houses with shotguns. I mean, it was bad. So I got a hold of that church, and I said, I don't think it's a good idea to have this across the street from his family's house. They would literally have to park in front of their house. I said, I don't think it's a good idea to do this, because there's been a fight between the families, and they all hang out outside over there at the grandparents' house. And I didn't make any threats to the church. But what I said is I just don't think it's a good idea to do it there. They can have this rally somewhere else. Another thing that they were planning on doing was walking in the courtroom before my son was found guilty, and they were going to wear They were going to wear all blue Justice for Braden shirts, which I can understand they wanted Justice for Braden. But my son hadn't been proven guilty yet. So we filed a motion to have them not be able to wear those shirts because it's biased to the jury, which is in there. See, you protect your children if you can. And I thought he was innocent. And I still wouldn't have wanted them to wear them shirts in there. And the judge granted that motion. They weren't allowed to wear them shirts. That's me sticking up for my son, okay? The son that I turned in, that I walked him down to the police because he was hiding out at my other son's house. And I walked right up to the police, and they said, he's up there, ain't he? I said, yeah, he's up there. And they started threatening me right away. I came over to ease the situation. They started threatening me. Well, we're going to take your kids, and you're harboring a fugitive. I said, I ain't harboring nobody, dude. I said, I just came over here to help you, so you don't have to sit here all night long and wait to get a warrant for him, because he had no warrant out for him yet. And I started to walk away. Because I wasn't going to deal. I said, this is why the public don't help the police, right? And, no, Mr. St. John, we're sorry. I said, give me 10 minutes and I'll bring him down, all right? So I go up there to the apartment where he's hiding at, and I walked on in. They let me in. The police had the house around him, but they had no warrant. And he was up on the 3rd floor, and they were just waiting for a warrant, and they couldn't get one until 7 in the morning. And I told him, I gave my son a cigarette, and I said, you going to smoke that cigarette? and when that cigarette's done, I'm going to walk you down these stairs, and if you don't come with me, I'm going to open this door and let them in here. And he said, Dad, I don't want to go down there. I'm scared. I said, you're going to have to go down there and face the music. You was in that house when that child come up dead. And I let him smoke the cigarette, and he was like, come. I told him, I said, all right, it's time to go. And he's like, I'm scared. I said, well, you're going to be more scared if they rush in here and grab you. So I opened up that door, and I took him down there. I walked him right down there to him. And that's what happened. So nobody wants their child or anybody in their family to do something like this. But that doesn't mean he was ever encouraged to kill a child. He wasn't around any violence. None of that. He got what he deserved. He deserved his sentence. I put everything up. I put the whole trial up for everybody to see. And like I said, they proved to me that he's guilty. And like I said, I'm not responsible for what my child did. If I'm responsible for my child that was turned out bad, does that mean I'm responsible for my kids that turned out good? Because you don't give me any credit for that either. So it doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. And if that's all that John has to use on me, that's it. That's all he's got. He doesn't know what his kids are going to grow up to be like because he ain't raising them right now. He's on shared custody with them. When Luke, his name is Luke, my son's name is Luke, me and his mama divorced when he was 12 years old. And he lived with her most of the part, you know. So does that mean that you're going to say that his mother was bad too? No, we don't want any child to be hurt at all. Saying that you raised a child killer says that I'm okay with children being hurt or killed. And we all know that that's just not reality. But John lives in his own little world.
Because fuck anybody front like they cool with me and trying to say that I was wrong to point this out. Fuck you. I'm a black man. I'm a black American.
No, John, you're a man. And when you take that color out of it and that polarized thinking out of it, you are a man. You were created by the same God that I was. We are all descendants of Adam and Eve. You're just a man, man. Take that color out of it, dude.
Y'all, it when y'all tell racist Starlight to take that live off private and play it.
Sure, she will. As long as you take that live that you said you ain't never putting back up again, where you said, yeah, I know Brian's not a racist. He's cool. You put that one back up. And Hello Starlight had put that other one back up because Hello Starlight didn't throw a single watermelon. Nobody else did. I did. And I did that because you said to me, suck my dick, nigga. And I told you to your face, go have a watermelon, boy. If you want to talk racist to me, we could talk racist. Because as if you said on Makeup Mobster's panel, I said, why would you say that to another man, a straight man? Why would you say suck my dick? You said because I wanted to say the lowest, most demeaning, most break you down as a man thing that I could say to you. That's exactly what you said, and it's on. So you know what? I wanted to come right back the same way. That doesn't make you a homophobic, because in this day and age, John, there's nothing wrong with two men sucking each other's dick. Is there? Are you a gay basher, John? Ain't nothing wrong with that. If that's the way if that's the way they swing, right? Does that make you a gay basher? Because you tell a straight guy to go suck a dick? No, it doesn't. It makes you somebody that was trying to demean a man as much as you possibly can and break down their manhood. Exactly what you admitted to. So if you think I go suck a dick, then you go eat a watermelon. And that's the way that works. You don't. I ain't got nothing against you. If you was white, you'd still be the same asshole that you are now. That's what you are, John. You're a race baiter. And this race bait bullshit needs to end. It needs to stop. Not everybody who doesn't like you, John, they don't like you because you're black. They don't like you because you're an idiot with a big mouth. And if you was John Hens, white John Hens, you'd be getting the same shit because you're an asshole, John. Does that make me a racist because you're an asshole? You can't make me a racist. You can't make me think like a racist. You can't do it. This man went to a KKK rally. You didn't do your research, John. Talk about doing your research. You'd have seen me standing against the KKK. You'd have seen me standing against that hate group. You'd have seen me standing right there with the black folks hollering, "Get out of my city, dude." Because you didn't even see the video. You didn't even look at the video. You're a damn fool, John. You're a damn fool. There's still videos of the Dayton KKK rally because my channel got deleted. It got taken down. But if you look at the Dayton KKK rally, the last one that came up, you can see me on the other side of the fence. I rode my bike up there and I had my camera going up on top, and you can see me filming them, hollering. You can see me doing it. Because I don't like hate groups. I don't like hate groups that do stuff like that. I don't like them. And I don't like race baiters either, John. And that's exactly what you are, fool.